Hey, how you guys doing? This is going to be video number 2 and my last video on this particular topic. This great divide, this hit list, this gender war. Fellas, as I stated before in my last video, you do not have to do anything. Just watch it play out. It's not going to end the way they have anticipated. You see, the graboids have not realized what they have done. You see, I'm using the word graboids for a reason. If you've seen the movies Tremor, you will know that the graboid cannot see, but is attracted by sound. There's a reason why I keep saying to you fellas, I'm talking to you fellas, you talk too much. You telegraph too much. And I know it's not particularly your fault, because some of you guys are a victim of the very things you speak about, growing up in a home without a male figure in your home. So a lot of you guys don't know how to actually be fully masculine. So I'm not totally putting the blame all on you guys, but you talk too much. As I stated before, the graboid cannot see, but is attracted by sound. You see? And you keep sounding off, you're telling the graboid exactly where your position is at. So now, do not be alarmed when you find out the graboid is underneath of you and picking you up. Don't be alarmed, because you are the one keep sounding off. You see, a lot of you guys don't understand the concept. The strong move in silence. You don't have to say it all. Just be quiet. Trust what I'm saying. But I know a lot of you guys are filled with egos, and the fact that a lot of you guys, like I said, grew up in that type of household, you're starving for attention. So with the age of social media, a lot of people do anything for attention. I mean, we see it all on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you're using. You see it where people are actually focused on doing things just for likes, just for subscribers, just for shares, thumbs up, even to the detriment of their own health, just to get a little bit of attention. I've seen a video one time of one guy lighting himself on fire with alcohol, and I said, wow. And then one guy lit a firecracker in his butt. I'm like, wow, just for videos, just for views? Are you serious? But that's the age we're living in. So I know a lot of you guys say a lot of things to get attention, but you have to stop telegraphing your movement. You're never going to get anything accomplished that way. I'm talking to you fellas. The graboid's going to do what they're going to do. I'm talking to you fellas. You have to be analytical, and you have to have foresight. Hindsight is good. Everybody else say hindsight is 2020. Yeah, that's great. But to me, hindsight is only half the equation. Without foresight, you don't have anything really, because if you can't predict what's going to happen before it happens, you're always going to be reacting. And some people would call me mistakenly a reactionary. But if you're always reacting to what's happening, that means you are reactionary, because you can't see what's going to happen before it happens. You're a bit slow in that department. Not calling you stupid, I'm just saying you might be a little bit deficient in that department, where you got to hit the wall before you understand what's happening. It's the same reason why, talking about the people in the black conscious community, what you guys call the black conscious community, same reason why you have a lot of your scholars who are ex-cons. Now, I don't have anything against anybody who went to prison. Don't get it twisted. All I'm stating is they did not know who they were. You see, they had to be forcefully taken out of their environment and put into another environment where they were forced, not asked if they wanted to change. They were forced to change. And that's when they realized, well, wait a minute, man, what I was doing before didn't make any sense. You see, a lot of your scholars, including Malcolm X, he was an ex-con too. I'm not taking anything away from anybody. And believe me, I got lots of love for Malcolm X. I'm just stating the facts. You see, when he was Malcolm out in the street, Malcolm Little, doing all kind of stuff, you see, he still had a lot of coal. But when he went to prison, he was able to chip away that coal so we can see the diamond that was within him all the time. You see, but he wasn't able to do that until he actually went to prison and hooked up with somebody who had some substance. In his case, it was the Nation of Islam. So all it did was just chipped away at the coal and found a diamond that was already inside it. It was always there to begin with. And a lot of you guys have it inside you to begin with. But you see, when you're in your environments and you're around those people who are like-minded individuals, and sometimes a lot of like-minded idiots around you, where nobody's going to tell you you're wrong, referring to some of you graboids, some of you ladies out there, no one's going to tell you you're wrong, and you keep going on that same road until you actually hit the wall and say, wait a minute. Everything I've learned for the past couple of years is wrong. Everything we've done is wrong. You see, you have to hit the wall. I'm not trying to say too much because, like I say, I'm just going to sit back and watch it unfold, because I realize now, in my short time of being on this planet, some people you can't talk to. You just can't. You're going to stress yourself out to the point where you might have a heart attack or nervous breakdown trying to reach people that just can't be reached. You're better off talking to a wall. At least you know the results. Because some people, like I said, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And I hate to say this, people. I'm talking to the whole collective now. African people, melanated people, whatever you want to call yourself. It has gotten to the point where a lot of our people, I'm using that word our people now for a reason. If you don't reach them by the age of 15, 16, and maybe 17, they're gone. I'm not joking. They're gone. And that's what I say, going back again to where they have to go to prison. Because that's when they actually realize, wait a minute, what I was doing before was wrong. And I'm pretty sure I had a lot of people to guide them along the way, but they didn't want to hear it. And it's when they're actually made to actually see what they was doing was not right. That's when they change. So going back to saying, a lot of people, if you don't reach them before the age of 15, man, you're going to have a hard time. And the older they get, you're going to have an extremely hard time, because they had 15 years of doing something their own way. If you try to reach them at 20 years, you're wasting your time. It's like, put it to you this way. Let's say you have a dog, a puppy, but you never trained the puppy when you had it as a puppy. Now the puppy's a full-grown adult. You want the puppy to do, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. You're going to have a hard time trying to train the dog. Not saying you cannot do it. It can be done, but it's going to be a lot harder than you catching a puppy when it was a puppy. And imagine a tree. You're trying to get a tree to grow upright, trying to get it to go straight. But when the tree was a sapling, you didn't do anything. You said, oh, I'll get it later. And the tree continued to grow, and it continued to grow. Now the tree is a fully grown tree. You're going to try upright that tree. That's going to be a monumental task, because now that tree has had a long time to actually sink its roots deep down into the earth. So you're going to have a hard time trying to straighten that tree up. You're better off starting with a new tree. I mean, that's just my opinion. Some people might still try, no, I can save it. No. It's at this point, you're going to spend a lot of time, effort, and you still might never get that tree to be straight. And that's how it is with people. All races of people. If you don't get to them by a certain age, you're going to have a hard time trying to reform their way of thinking. And you got to remember now, you are up against an opponent that does not sleep, that does not stop. That opponent is the media. Everything you do, everything you could say, you can watch all the educational videos in the world. But the minute you stop watching them, you're back into reality, and you're faced with a bombardment of commercial ads, whether it be on the billboards, the buses, the trains, the subway, whatever, the TV, the internet, whatever. That's continually programming your mind over and over and over and over. It doesn't rest. I can't tell you how many times I'll go to, like, say, some place where a convention where they're talking about healthy eating. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not, it never fails. As soon as you leave the conference, you see some of the same people stopping to these fast food restaurants. You say, wait a minute, we just left a convention where they're talking about how bad these foods were for you, and you still going to the same restaurants, the same fast food joints to eat the same garbage they were just speaking about. So when I see that, I say, oh, wait a minute, this person has not learned a thing. They went through the motions, they asked questions, but it did not hit their subconscious. They couldn't see it. So they were just there. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I feel you. But really and truly, they're not planning to make any changes. It's the same way when I see some of these lectures in YouTube here, even going back to the time of Malcolm X. You hear people in the audience, yeah, tell it. But I often wonder how many people actually get the message. Oh, they applaud. Oh, yeah, man, tell the truth, preach. But how many actually get the message? How many people actually going to make a move and act on the information? You see, many of you want to spend a lot of time just gathering information with no intentions on ever to use what you have learned. And I'm still on the same this just gender war. I'm just talking around it to come right back to it. But you don't learn anything from history. At the end of this video, I got a video linked. I got a video for you to watch. It's actually in the video. Check it out. What she's saying. Because I know a lot of women are not gonna want to hear what she's saying, but she's 100% correct. And unless you're ready to hear and really, really internally listen, put your emotions on the side, because that's another problem. You got these emotions right on your sleeves, and you wonder why you can be so easily manipulated. Well, of course you can. You wear your emotions in your sleeve. People know how to play you, just like a fiddle. They know how to play you. But what I want to say though, what they have done, going back to that hit list, what they have done is put a wedge into something that's already had a great divide. You have given everyone the playbook, how to actually destroy you, how to actually further separate you from each other. It's to the point where, I hate to almost say it, but it's to the point where I don't think it can be reversed. At least not in one generation, maybe 2 generations, but not in one generation. It's too far gone. And there's too many egos involved where a lot of people are not going to relent and say, well, you know what? I was wrong. So everybody going to hold fast to their way of thinking until the end, until it's too late. And to me, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't see this gender divide, what's going on between African male and African female, or the melanated male and the melanated female, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't see that divide getting any closer. In fact, I see it getting farther and farther and farther apart. And some people might think that's a good thing, but you don't see the effects. See, a lot of you don't really have any foresight. You only have hindsight. You cannot see what's coming on the road. I can see it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to have a whole lot of pain, a whole lot of crying, a whole lot of suffering. I'm warning you from now what's going to happen. Do I want it to happen? No, I do not. But what you have done, ladies, or graboids that can't really see what's going on, what you have done was put something in place that, well, I put it this way, you have magnified something that was under the surface the whole time. And instead of finding a way to unify, you guys look for a way to actually make it worse. And I'm not saying that fellas are not without fault. They have their faults as well. Like I said, fellas, a lot of you guys are too emotional. I know that might offend some of you guys, but a lot of you guys are too emotional. Way too emotional. You going back and forth arguing females, man, that's not masculine, bro. Just let it go. You ain't gonna win anyway. Just let it go. Keep moving forward. But some of you want to drive a point and prove a point. Again, you're dealing with the graboids. I'm not making fun of them. The reason I'm using graboids, like I tell you before, because the graboids cannot really see, but they can hear. And they can actually find your position because they have great hearing. But, and like I said, that's not to downplay anything. It's just a great analogy of the graboids. Because if you're watching movies, you know the graboids evolve and keep evolving. So it's not a downplay at all. But it's just a great analogy because the fellas, you talk too much and no wonder why you got caught up. And the grabbers are listening to you. So you wonder why they come and get you and they suck you down into the earth. I don't know what happened. And then by the time you figure it out, it's too late. It's too late. But I know my words are going to fall on deaf ears. I know some people don't get offended. Probably might be offended because I use the word graboids. I mean, if they look underneath what I'm trying to say, it's out of love. It's not out of malice in my heart. I don't have any malice because I really and truly, I don't even know what was the real cause of this supposedly gender war in the first place. Because all I'm hearing on both sides of the camp. Well, actually, to tell you the truth, a lot of what the fellas are saying is actually correct. A lot of females, I gotta tell you, a lot of what you guys are hearing, man, is a lot of what you guys are saying is incorrect. A lot of what the fellas are saying is correct, man. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but really and truly, the African male should be in a protected class. I'm not joking. I'm not saying that because I'm a male. I'm telling you the truth. We should be in a protected class because that one fellow who drove from, I think it was Baltimore, he drove to New York to kill a black man, not a black woman, to kill a black man. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what it's going to take to tell you something. I mean, I really don't know. And instead of us trying to build on whatever unity we have, we continue to keep pushing it, and then you wonder why. Some of your men say, you know what, who might have been on the fence and say, you know what, nah, man, I love my sisters, man. Now you got some men saying, the hell with this, I'm going to go to any other race of woman besides black. Again, you don't see what you have done. I know what you're going to say, well, they were doing it anyway. Yeah. That is true. You were doing it also. Let's not point fingers here because you're doing your own thing. Yeah, I'm well aware of the movement that's going on, this popular movement. I'm well aware of that. But what you have done, though, you have actually taken a little bit of men who might have been standing with you and said, no, I'm with you. Then you just kind of put a big wedge and you say, you know what? Who might have been on the fence and say, nah, I'm good. I'm going to pass. You're hurting yourself in the long run, but you don't see it because this is a small victory. I see some of y'all celebrating. I watch the channels. I read the comments. You're celebrating. But trust what I'm saying. It's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. As Bob Marley said in his song, Natural Mystic, many more will have to suffer. Many more will have to die. Don't ask me why. Things are not the way they used to be. I won't tell no lie. He said one and all have to face reality. And that is right there. We, as a race of people, males and females, don't want to face reality. You're caught up in all types of illusions. And you completely deluded yourself. But you don't want to face that reality. You can deal with criticism from anybody, but when someone turns that mirror right on you, oh no, you turn into Medusa, you turn to stone. I don't want to see my reflection. But how do you ever plan to improve yourself if you can't take any healthy criticism? I guess you don't plan to improve. But as they say, c'est la vie. Again, everything I said in this video is out of love. I know it still is going to miss some people because they want to hate no matter what. They might be offended because I said the word graboid. And like I said, if you've never seen the movie, you should check it out. Because you can learn a lot from a movie. It's not just a movie sometimes. You got to look beneath the movie. Again, I don't have no malice in my heart towards anybody or any sector. I'm not on the side of the females. I'm not on the side of male. I'm just on the side of, look, can we get together? Can we build? Can you take that same energy you're taking right now to tear each other down and build something up? We got all kind of people out here facing homelessness, who living in food deserts. A lot of kids who don't have any leadership, any guidance, any food to eat at night. Can we take that same energy and do something about the problems, the real problems that we face each and every day? There are a lot of us right now that don't have any lights on the house. This is real. Who might be facing foreclosure or eviction? Where is that unity at? You mean to tell me the only time you can unify is when to tear each other down? And you wonder why the other races look at us and laugh? It's amazing. That's how I keep telling you guys over and over and over. And I hate to keep saying I keep telling you, but that's the truth. In my videos, when I keep explaining to you, you keep focusing on the European, but you never look within your camp for the potential enemy within your camp. You got your back all exposed because you're looking out the window, looking, well, what they gonna do next? What they gonna do next? You never stop to think, wait a minute, it might have an enemy within my camp. But they say many are called, but only a few are chosen. But I have an addendum to that. Many are called, but only a few are chosen, and even fewer will act. Because even though you are chosen, or even though you hear the call, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to actually act upon the call. You might hear it and not do anything. No, I'm not going to do anything. No, nobody can do anything, so I'm not going to do anything. So, Godspeed to all you guys. Much love, respect, and I hope in my time, maybe when I'm an old man, or my grandchildren time, that this gender war, this foolish gender war will be a thing of the past, something we could look back on and laugh. But as for right now, I don't see any end in sight at all. I don't see any end. And I don't know if you guys understand or even question, what is the end game? Melanated people or black people, what is the end game? Do you think that far? After you get the channel shut down, then what? After some of you guys retaliate, then what? Nobody gets that far, right? Take it easy, guys. I'm out.